Los Angeles. And I mean it in every sense of the word. I love you, Los Angeles. Thank you, Tori Osborne. Thank you for your leadership. And thank you for the decades that you have stood there, sometimes all alone, oftentimes with others. A visionary, make no mistake. Give her a big hand, Tori Osborne. I understand that the genesis for this demonstration began with one person, on a blog, on the internet, communicating to another person. It started in Seattle, and here we are in Los Angeles. As far as the eye can see, we're here today because we believe that California is a golden state. And that in that golden state, let the sun shine in. Let the sun shine on this great state. But right now, before I get too much into this speech, I do want to say something because we are Angelinos and we care about all of the people in this city right now who are threatened by fire. And I want to say to them, please, when you're asked to be evacuated, please leave as quickly as possible. We're talking about the fires now. We want you to be as safe as we can. We've lost more structures than we have in any fire in recent memory. Firefighters are there with our police officers. We want everyone to please cooperate as much as we can. We're at the mercy of winds that we can control at this time. But I've come from the fires because I feel the wind behind my back as well. It's the wind of change that has swept the nation. It is the wind of optimism and hope that has swept the nation. In many ways, it began here. You see, when our great nation was in a crisis, about to be divided by war, California chose to be a free state, not a slave state. From our very beginning, California decided that we would lead the way. California decided that we would join the cause of freedom. And here we are in front of this august City Hall that you've honored me with the ability to lead. Here we are, and we're here today to say that LA will lead the way. And here in LA, here in California, a golden state, a free state, a state that led the way when some believed that a black man could marry a white woman or the other way around. And we led the way. We said that here in this state, we couldn't accept that people ought to be able to marry who they want. We stuck to that idea. 10 years, almost 20 years later in Virginia, they decided a case that established what we began here in this great state. Some have said, "Oh, Mr. Villaraigosa, I don't like your position on Proposition 8. They said, "Who are you to get involved in this issue?" Well, I think we got elected to stand up for a constitution. The eyes of God, thou shalt not discriminate. You know, I didn't live, none of us did during the times of Jesus. I'd like to believe that the Jesus I love, the Jesus I pray to, didn't just talk about being a shepherd. He knew that the role of the shepherd was to bring the flock in. All of the flock. Every one of us. We're here today because we believe that in this state, this great Constitution that has always stood for freedom and rights and equality, that this Constitution can't just be changed with a drop of a hat. No, you can't deny a fundamental right just because a majority says so. Antonio Villaraigosa can be your mayor, or a Jack Weiss can be your council member. We wouldn't be able to do that. The Constitution has always been a document that speaks out for the rights, the fundamental rights of people, for the liberty that we cherish and love, for the liberty that we fight and die for. And so we come today.